And with the air fork RockShox Judy, it's already better on the climb because it doesn't bounce that much. And that coil fork we had wasn't very bouncy, but the heavier the rider, the lower the cadence, the more frustrating it will feel even on the climbs. We are finishing our $370 project. This is hardtail, and for those who haven't seen previous two parts, because this is final and third part, first off, I've upgraded the tires from 195 to 235, and I'm gonna tell you, this is great upgrade, and this is one of the best, very cheap wired tires for the bike. Having 235 here is awesome. Number two, we replaced the drivetrain, going from 3x7 to 1x9. It's a great drivetrain. Little more about it at the end of this video, but finally 4 advantages of budget air forks. Okay, what we've got here is the RockShox Judy. We've got the air valve on the left side and hydraulic lockout, which is not connected just yet, but you can have remote hydraulic lockout on this one. So the advantage number one is that it's cheap, so that it actually makes sense upgrading cheap bike. If this was RockShox Rebound, RockShox Seed, I would tell you, just forget about it. It doesn't make any sense buying $400 fork and putting it into $350 bike. But if you have like $100 fork, you can buy on eBay. I'm gonna find some nice forks for you and put in the description. Thank you for using my links. Then it really makes sense. So this is the advantage of cheap air fork. It makes sense upgrading cheap bike. Number two, I would say the most important one, is adjustability. You can adjust how soft or how hard your fork will be according to, one, the terrain you're going and how hard you're going, and number two, your body weight. So definitely those who will weigh more than me will put more pressure here, and it's easy. You simply remove this cap and you've got just a standard shredder valve, just like on your car, and you can just pump it here. You need a high pressure pump special for forks, but that's how you actually adjust the softness of your fork. So you couldn't do it with a spring. You might replace the spring. On the budget forks, it's actually not possible. They are not, just simply not available on the stores. Number three, this fork will be lighter than the spring fork, but there are some budget air forks really heavy. So I wouldn't say, it's not really about making the bike lighter. It is lighter. I think here between the Judy and that fork we have the Gila, it's a couple of hundred of grams. Okay, it's lighter, but it's not the most important feature. Well, it's there. You don't have a spring. Actually, we call it the air spring, and everybody knows that the air is lighter than the steel, right? Okay. Number four, you might see this shorter clip when I'm replacing the fork and adjusting the rebound. And you've heard me riding this bike with that spring fork, and you could feel with me or hear the clunkiness of it, because when it opens, it would just get that noise. And here you don't have it, because you can adjust either how slow it will be or how fast it will be. But this Rebound, this is hydraulic, and it works really well. So actually you have the basic adjustments of those high-end forks. It's a little different, but it's just really good. You can be very fast on this fork. You can have really good traction on a budget fork. And of course, some spring forks will also have the lockout. It usually be the mechanical lockout, but here you have hydraulic lockout, and you can put the cable here, the housing, and the remote on your handlebars. And actually, all of the features you would need are there for a fraction of price. Really good fork and really good upgrade. This is how we end the series, the third part of our budget hardtail. very shortly, I already told you that the tires were great. And one final thing about the drivetrain is some of my viewers on the German channel, cheers to you guys, were telling me, Danny, 1x10 would be better. And I agree. It's not even better because you simply have more, you would have more gears, but it would be better for the sake of not having such a huge gap between 1 and 2. I don't even mean your cadence, I mean the derailleur. It has really hard work switching between 1 and 2. It does it well, but it will be smoother if there wouldn't be such a difference in diameter or the number of the teeth on those two. Why is it so? Your derailleur is moving horizontally the same amount of millimeters or distance when you change the gear, but vertically it needs to adjust the gap accordingly. That means when you shift from second to first, this derailleur really has to go a lot down, and that's when you actually feel it, you can hear it, and it's hard work for the derailleur. It's still really good one, but since there's not so much difference in price between 1x9 and 1x10, I was just telling you, I was trying to get the most budget thing. I would actually go for 1x10. So that's the upgrade. Otherwise, alloy frame, great bike, I love it. And yes, this air fork was a good final upgrade for this bike. That's it for this video, and let me know what kind of projects would you like to see in the future. See you guys, bye bye.